beautiful, 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 beautiful news, right? Just when you thought that everything that could possibly not happen in this generation with the Series X and S, things just couldn't continually get better. I mean, from the start, right? You had your doubters. Of course you had your doubters. Then you always had your strong fans. And then you had your haters. And out of all three of those, the ones that really killed me, man, was the doubters. They were the worst. That just don't believe in the product that they represent. And along with that, it fuels the haters. So it's necessary to continually have strong Xbox fans out here. The consoles are living up to their expectations. Not only that, but exceeding them. I don't think anybody anymore now is even doubting the situations with the two consoles. The Xbox Series S and X are remarkable. They are what they say they are, and they are doing what they said they will do. More frame rate boosts are coming. This was one of the things that many people doubted. That, we would probably see this boost in a few years. I would say 2022, 2023, these games will come out, and they'll be where Microsoft were saying they were going to be, as long as the frame rates. But Microsoft made it very clear that these consoles are 60 frames per second standard consoles. Anything above that is not something far off or weird or, to the point where if it is more than 60 frames per second, it's a bonus. No. We beg to differ. These consoles can double 60 frame rates per second. They only are separated by visual prowess. The X can always, and let me say this now, always able to perform at 4K. Now, it can be upscaled to 8K, but it can always perform at 4K. The S can always do 1440p if allowed. So meaning you just have to have that TV and or monitor, and the same goes with the X. But it cannot do 4K is what I'm trying to get to. Even if you have a 4K monitor or a 4K TV, the highest the S can give you is 1440p. So since it can give you 1440p at 120 frames per second, it meets the highest quality minimum spec for it to be considered a true next generational console. That's the lowest for a true next gen. For next gen, 1080p 120 classifies it as the bare minimum. But the 1440p 120 gives it that next generational aspect to it. And so nobody's going to argue with that. Now that they're getting more boosts coming, it's remarkable because it has already killed out the notion that we will have to wait for these boosts to activate. And that's not what's happening. And like I said, prior to this stuff, with the Xbox One X, they were already working on this kind of technology. They were already working on it. We had backwards compatibility games getting boosts, and it wasn't just frame rate boosts. These are graphical, resolutional. Well, I wouldn't say graphical, but at least resolution-wise, because they didn't go back and redo the game. But they made the game come out more with the details, more crisp look. And it's very remarkable how they can get this stuff done. As you can see, as you can read right here, it's just crazy. This stuff And the funny part about it is why I'm bringing this up is because this is nothing new when it comes to the Xbox side of things. We've always been a backwards compatibility culture. We've always been a culture where we love to bring our previous games along with us. The Xbox brand was built upon those principles. Built upon those principles. And it's just something that you don't tend to forget. And it's something that we as Xbox fans make sure that Microsoft knows these things and keeps us right where we need to be. Because when you're supporting a brand and you like what they do, you want to make it better. You want them to know that, hey, this is why we're fans. And so Microsoft is just continually bringing us great things. On top of this, I know you guys and girls have seen the Hellblade 2 video. But if you haven't, let's go check it out. Let's go check this out because this thing is remarkable if you haven't seen it. Let me see if I can get my tab bar up. Let me go over here. Here we go. Let's do this. I think it was called this. Make sure I get this right. I know it was a Homan. That's right. It was Diary of a Digital Homan. That's what it was called. Just had to make sure I got that right. We'll let that play for a minute. But to understand where this game is going to be remarkable. They are really taking their time over here. Here we go. We're going to go to this one because this one right here was just ridiculous. And we're going to take our time with it. I'm going to turn down the volume just a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn it off. I'll move it just a little bit. Just to put a little bit of sound effects in there. Let's do it like that. But just understand that Xbox isn't messing around. This game, Hellblade 2, I think, and I'm gonna say it right here on Di-RRec Gaming. Microsoft is gonna have two Gottis. And like I said, we don't look at Gottis like everybody else look at Gottis. We look at Gottis for Xbox as being substantial. It's substantial evidence to their greatness. We don't just need Gottis just to be, and I'm not talking about Xbox Gottis. I'm talking about ultimate Gottis. This is like going to be the best games all around, and I'm calling for two of them. Two of them, and I think these two are going to be groundbreaking for the Xbox brand. Of course, I think y'all already know where I'm going with the first one. Halo Infinite, it bare minimum, of course, is going to be Xbox Gotti. I just don't see it not being. But I don't see any game messing with that when it comes out as far as cultural-wise. Master Chief is the Star Wars of gaming. The Halo brand is the Star Wars of gaming. What Star Wars is to movies is what Halo is to video games as far as sci-fi goes. There isn't a better legacy out there. You're talking 20 years of this stuff. This is the 20th anniversary. I don't see Microsoft going soft with this one at all. I see Ultimate Gotti right off the bat. I see it. As far as cultural wise, it's going to be impactful. So I'm counting that one as an automatic. Not even going to be a surprise. It's not even going to be a surprise if that happens. But this one, Senua's Hellblade 2, this one right here is a little bit different. Because this one right here is very special. Microsoft went out and basically save this team. The friendships and the kind of respect that they have for one another is unparalleled. This development team has a chemistry unlike anything we've seen in a long time. And for Microsoft to let them just be able to be creative freely, just freely with what they want to be as far as being creative, this game is going to set a true bar for next generational gaming. It's, to me, it's going to change the landscape of how we think about story-driven games. This woman here is putting her heart, body, and soul into this game. You gotta respect it. She's going in like a true performer. You know, like an Academy Award winner, like somebody that's going in all the way on a movie set for what they do. She's going straight professional. She's going all the way in, and you got to respect it. The outcome is going to be enormous. You reap what you sow. So you see that they're putting in so much work. This game has nothing but to reciprocate that. This video right here was very exciting to watch, and was one that I feel like was worthy to showcase as far as gaming news for the Xbox fans. It's one worth showing. Had to be shown. We see some things that we normally don't see. And I have to go with the next one. Y'all. I have to. So let's go with the next one. Let's go with the next one. And this one right here was big. Let's see. Let me get it out of there and go here first. Then let's back it out. So we're talking about major surprisement. This one right here had to shut up a lot of stuff. So let's just see. Let's look at this one. This one was another one. Let me type this out. Know where y'all think I'm going with this, so let's do this. I believe y'all know. Look at this. Let's see. They won a lot, but let me get more detail. I think y'all know where I'm going with this. See if this works. I want to do this in real time. Let's see, did it? There we go. Right here. Let's watch the video. Let's go to the news. Well, you see it. You see it. It wins award for Power Your Dreams. And I thought it was going to be somewhere in here, but it was here. They won it. It wins the market award for Power Your Dreams. It did. It's crazy. You would think that all the stuff that people used to talk about, Microsoft doesn't know how to market right. They don't know how to, they need to do better. It's just some people just don't understand that sometimes the best marketing moves are your fans. And when you have fans that are so passionate, I mean, you don't have to worry about pushing so much content out there, wasting all that money just to advertise when you have your fans to advertise for you. I'd rather Microsoft to put all that money into gaming. Put it into gaming. Put it into your infrastructure. Grow something. Game Pass is beautiful right now. Game Pass is unstoppable. It is unstoppable. And it truly is groundbreaking. More and more people, and you want to know what's funny? More and more people are not just subscribing to Game Pass, but they are also buying games. Game Pass isn't slowing down anybody. It's not slowing down anybody. And that's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes it beautiful. I mean, if it was slowing down anything, then yeah, maybe we'd have something to talk about. But it's not slowing down anything. So with that, let's keep pushing it back. I think I was going to start out with something like this, but I said, nah, man. Microsoft is just doing too well right now. So now I wanted to keep this right here. So when we talk about this got me. Sony is not going to shut down the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita online stores. Now, what's funny to me about this is this isn't a situation, and I want to break this down, the differences between Xbox and PlayStation. There's always been a big difference. Always been a big difference. Of course, Microsoft never got the respect. It never got the, it was the company that people within the gaming industry didn't even want it around. They felt like Microsoft is coming in and there's no room for them in the game industry. So they've always had this back burner on them. And we know it. We've seen the comments throughout the years. But the difference between Sony and Microsoft when they're dealing with their games is notice that Microsoft can bring quality to their back catalog. Notice that they're committed to backwards compatibility. Sony, on the other aspect, they're not committed to that. One, because their fans don't put enough support into it. But at the same time, I was wrong because they support older technology. We're going back to at least the 360. They're going all the way back to the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation 3. But notice when I said we're going back to the 360. Notice what I said prior. The 360 is built into our console. It's been built into our console since last generation. So we don't have to have an actual 360 to play some of our backwards compatibility games. We have enough. Plus, we're getting more. We're getting more added soon with better frame rates, better quality of vision, right? Of visual situations. So Microsoft is into making, not only just bringing out the old back compatible games, but they're into making them better for overall true experience for this next generation. They're not just putting them out here as an old experience. They're trying to bring a new feel to it. This is why EA's Mass Effect, the game that's coming out for this generation, is going to be remarkable with everything ever been done on it. Plus, look at how they revamped that game. That's beautiful when you think about that. But check this out. They go back on it 3 weeks after saying it would be taken down, right? The PlayStation 3, the PS Vita. and the PSP stores. Talk about the PSP. We're going as far back as the PSP, y'all. Now they are not going to shut the storefronts down. Okay? But I want to take a good close look as to why. All right? In a post on the PlayStation blog, Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Jim Ryan walked back the decision to close the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita online stores. Now watch this. We knew this. We knew this because I said this today. But this is funny. Upon further reflection, however, it's clear that we made the wrong decision here. Ryan said in reference to the choice to shut down the online stores. So today I'm happy to say that we will be keeping the PlayStation Store operational for PlayStation 3, the PS Vita devices. The PSP commerce functionality will retire though on July 2nd, 2021 as planned. Okay? But watch this. Here's the number of factors. Ryan also stated in the post that a number of factors led to the original decision to shut down online stores, right? For both of those. According to Ryan, commerce support challenges for older devices and the ability, here it is, for us to focus more of our resources on newer devices. Of course. So we see that issue, that situation is hampering them. I told y'all, Sony really, truly, indeed wants to go forward. What's stopping them is their own base. Their own base is becoming their enemy now. Because they don't progress. They don't progress. They hold on. And they always want to try to make themselves look good. See, there's too much coming out of the closet now. There's too much. Look at what they're holding on to. Now all of a sudden, this is great news for any fans of PlayStation older titles. Oh, so now older titles are a thing, such as the original Ratchet and Clank. Look at what they're. Y'all listen. Ratchet and Clank has been ran through the volcanoes. You can't make this up. Y'all can't talk about anybody's games. People playing their games over and over. You can't talk about it. Y'all are the kings of it. Ratchet and Clank is the king of being played over and over again. There's so many parts to that it's like operation. You have to put it on the table and try to pull the parts out of the body. There's so many versions to that game. It's ridiculous. So now we know that no PlayStation fans just don't like old games. They like very, 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 very old games. But we know it's all for Front City. They're not still not going to support their services. This was just because there's so many L's been going on. This isn't a good look for Sony. This situation had to be changed because it's just not a good look for Sony. You didn't want to keep going down this road. Just didn't want to keep going down this road with L's. Another one. Days Gone, right? Days Gone. What's up with that? Days Gone going to PC. And doing well. Doing very well, we know. Why is that? Because people want to play games. Look at the funny situation right here. Look at the before. Days Gone will not release on PC. At least initially. In fact, there has been no indication that it will ever hit PC. Understand, this is how they feel, which is not uncommon for Sony's PlayStation 4's exclusive. I think y'all have to tell yourselves this kind of stuff so that you guys can sleep at night. And that's cool. But what happens when reality strikes? See? What happens when reality strikes? We know what's in y'all's heart. Don't get me wrong. We been knowing what's in y'all's hearts. But what happens when reality strikes? Then you got to sit here and try to contemplate how you're going to feel about it. Now, the PC community isn't feeling no kind of way about it. Like, hey, bring the game over here. We'll play it. But PlayStation fans feel like every single one of their games must be exclusive all the time. And that's the problem with them. This thing's not loading up. It don't want me to. It doesn't want to show it. But it's going to. It's going to. Days Gone on PC. We're gonna do this again. Oh, we're gonna bring that in. We're not running away from this. Let me see. No, we're not saying days. Let's get this right. Right there. Right there. It's all here. It's all here. It's all here. Here we go. But when that reality hits, what happens? See? Reality hits. And now, everything that they dream about, everything that they talk about begins to crumble. So the first phase is to go on Twitter, Facebook, or any other social feed and start ripping it apart. Start talking down about the game. Well, don't come up with lies about it at least. Make sense. This was a game that I used to say all the time. Where are those ending trailers? The credits, I mean. Where are the ending credits? Show us those ending trophies that you beat the game. Where are the Days Gone heroes at? Couldn't find them. I added that to the Death Stranding. You couldn't find them. See, the problem is you do a lot of talking, but you don't do a lot of gaming. To the point where Sony don't believe in it. So if Sony's not going to believe in it, you messed that up. Wow. It didn't even want to show it. Aha! It didn't want to show it. But it's coming out. You have no way of getting around it. You have no way of getting around this. And that's more and more exclusives leaving your platform. More and more exclusives. I don't know what you feel about that, because you cannot possibly feel good about that. There's no way. You did all that talking, right? You did all that talking. And Days Gone is going to daggum PC. Just when you thought that it wasn't going to PC, it's going to PC. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's crazy. They don't want to show that PC trailer. They don't want to show it. May 18th. Steam all day. Understand something, people. Understand something. We'll try this again. Understand something. Here we go. Here we go, right here. Understand something, people. When you don't pull your own weight, companies have to make decisions. You don't want things going a certain way, you can't just talk about it. You got to be about it. See, the reason why Xbox is becoming so great is because we understand, hey, I want to be able to play my video game anywhere of my choice, as far as that can be pushed. Now, we know that our games can't be played on other consoles, but hey, our games can be played on devices. Our games can be played on my PC. Who cares? What does being able to play a video game on a monitor have anything to do with taking away the value of the brand I represent for gaming? Now you see how dumb you sound? All those years you ridiculed that? Well, look, it's happening to y'all. It's happening to y'all just like we said it was. And we said this was going to happen. Just like we said it was going to happen. Said this. And we know that y'all didn't want to believe it. We get that. We understand that. But the bottom line is reality. And now, because Sony keeps downsizing, it keeps downsizing its situation. The reason why it's downsizing its situation is because they got to gather up money some kind of way. Now you understand that having a whole bunch of consoles sold doesn't guarantee your wallet. You get that now. Now it's a realization. See, you played and you vast in that comedy stage. You went up there and you painted that fantasy realism for yourself, but now reality has hit. And you're understanding because you can't get your PlayStation 5. You can put it on coronavirus all you want to. But the reports came out before coronavirus. Bloomberg reported this in late 2019, going all the way up into the early 2020s. So you can't blame coronavirus on that. When Bloomberg was talking about that stuff, we wasn't even talking about coronavirus. This is a manufacturer engineering failure. What's going on with the PlayStation 5 situation? The coronavirus just made it worse. It just slowed that process up. Because if the coronavirus didn't come out, then we would be hearing more complaints. A lot more complaints about that console. Tearing up, breaking, and going on. This is why you're hearing about stuff now. With the CMOS. With games not being able to play. Physical and digital copies. Why you're hearing all these news coming out. It's horrible. It's a bad situation. And the funny part is, no YouTuber, no gaming media journalist, no hype man, no double agent, no flip-flopper can make it look good for you now. Xbox is doing great. Look, nothing against Sony changing their direction. I just think that's what happens when you take a lot of L's. Some people say, well, look, Microsoft listened to them over Xbox Live. Well, you was already paying $120 for Game Pass a year. So if you already had Game Pass, nothing in that article mattered to you because what you was doing was going to stay the same anyway. It's a big difference. It's a bigger difference than that. Big difference between the two. So yeah, that's what it is. A lot of good things continually going on with Xbox. Same kind of train going on with PlayStation. You just keep hearing negative reports. And it's not really because people are trying to be negative. It's just, hey, sometimes the hens come to roost, right? Hens have to get in that coop. Roosters have to crow in the morning. At some point, the proof pops up out of that pudding. And now, since the reality is out, you're gonna have to endure this pain, brothers and sisters. You're gonna have to endure this pain, especially on the PlayStation side. But hopefully, out of all of this, you learn something. You come out being a smarter gamer. Get that trollism out of your heart. Get all that silly stuff out of your heart and go play your games. You don't make PlayStation look good being on the internet all day long, trolling people. That shows people that, well, hell, there's nothing over there to play. You say Xbox has no games, PlayStation doesn't have any games to play. Thank y'all for coming out. To spin the new legal representing Di-RRec Gaming. And y'all know what time it is. Keep it gaming. Chase the one up in life. And until next time, y'all, if you like what I'm about, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Stay in tune with all the latest gaming and gaming news. Check out our podcast when we drop it live and direct. Thanks to everybody, pretty much. Thanks to everybody that keeps supporting the channel as much as y'all do. Y'all make it fun. You make it worthwhile. But, hey, man, like I said, there's only 2 real new generational consoles out here. And they're the only 2 that are showing that they are. In the meantime, Microsoft keep bombing with the good news. The community looks good. Everything is feeling good over here. We're having a lot of fun. And PlayStation, you just got a lot of work to do. You know, it's time to get real over there. It's time to step it up. We'll see. We'll see if you can or not. But definitely still early in 2020. So future's looking bright for Xbox. So let's go. Let's keep it gaming, y'all. We out.